So I'm gonna make chilaquiles today, which is a breakfast dish, I believe, that you use salsa verde, chips, egg, crema, cheese. I'm gonna be using all my leftovers from when I made a Mexican dinner. So I'm just gonna show you the whole process right now and hope I get it right. This is not required, but this is escarlata. Anyways, it's like a Mexican chili oil, which I did not know they have. I also have this red salsa I'll be using. I have a serrano pepper as well. I have a little bit left over of the carne asada, which has been marinating for 4 days, so that should be good. That's the first thing I'm gonna do, just to get that out of the way. Or maybe I'll wait. I'm gonna probably prepare the tortilla chips first. I'm supposed to leave in 30 minutes, so hopefully I get this done in time. With the tortillas, pretty basic. All I'm gonna do is cut it into bite-sized pieces or chip-sized pieces. That way, so I'm gonna make it into 6 different pieces. Pretty big. There you go, little triangles, nothing fancy. I'm gonna go ahead and deep fry these right now. I'm using peanut oil today to deep fry. Got the probe control at 349, let's see, 350. But you know what? These are chips. They don't need to be perfect. I'm just gonna throw all of them in. Because chips are just so easy to deep fry, I'm not gonna worry about overwhelming this. But I am gonna kind of drop it in there like that. This is way faster than I was thinking. Honestly, I don't know how long to do this for. I'm just gonna go by sight. I can tell though, the heat is dropping. That's the cool thing about this Control Freak. It tells you how hot the oil is. So these tortillas have been sitting out on the counter for a while. So even though they're room temperature, it dropped the temp of the oil quite a bit. It's already smelling delicious. So there we go. I think these look pretty good. Well, let's just try one actually. Been a while since I had a freshly cooked tortilla chip. Mmm. A little salt on there. Austin, you want to try a freshly made chip?
I would love to.
This is from the tortillas I had the other day. Freshly deep fried. It's good? Is it salty enough?
Yeah, it's the perfect amount of salt actually.
Okay, there you go. I'm grilling these on super high heat so I get the crusty grill marks on there. Ooh, these are looking awesome. I'm not gonna flip it anymore. Just let these go. They'll be good to go in about 30 seconds. What do you think?
Delicious.
Perfectly seasoned?
Perfect.
That's what Austin said too.
Your camera's upstairs in
Oh yeah, and the chilaquiles, I need to get the carne asada. What do you think?
That's good.
Yeah, peanut oil.
Right there.
This is looking amazing. I'm literally just going to kind of chop it up right here. It's easy, but you want to cut it a certain way against the grain. So I'm gonna stack it easily.
Oh, so good. He was so right. Better today, tomorrow, next day.
Today's the day after the next day, after the tomorrow.
I hope we continue all this.
Hell to the yeah.
Like, I think from now on we need to buy the meat from there.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna be a regular. Then I'm like, hey, gringo in the store. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. The carne asada from the Mexican grocery store is 10 times better than any other carne asada that you get at other grocery stores, which is pretty obvious that would be the case, but you wouldn't think it'd be that much of a difference. Whatever they got in that bucket, probably beer, and that's the way it should be. Okay, Carla.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna do avocado oil, right? I was gonna saute the onions, put the salsa verde in there, and then put a little bit of that chicken bouillon. Did you put water in there too?
Maybe a little bit.
I'm gonna do something that I know no Mexican has done. I'm gonna use chopsticks for this. This is a little unusual, but the guy on the YouTube video puts bouillon cube. And we have this better than bouillon, so just a tiny bit of that.
Are you breaking them apart?
Is that bad? Ooh.
As a bowl.
There we go.
Looks like you melted already. I know, it's free. The car for all we care.
How's that?
That looks very good. It's your choice. At the end of the day, you're gonna eat it.
Yeah.
I know. But you know what? She's gonna have sushi before the plane.
Which is fine. It's better because it's light. You want it?
No, I didn't buy it.
We love our cilantro.
Go ahead and sit down and try this. I'll even get you a Topo Chico.
Thanks. Just what?
Can I get your reaction though on camera? Yeah.
Is this really what it is? I don't think I've never tried this before.
It's a breakfast dish.
Good. Mommy, guess what? So when we trying to go in?
Is it really good?
This is not yummy.
This is I could eat this breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Try this. You tell me if it's Mexican approved.
Yeah.
What would you do different? Good?
This is perfect. Oh my gosh, really? This is so good.
Honey,
Honey, did you
now
say?
that I know all the secrets,
You like
I can make this for you. It's my turn.
JB, you gotta try this, baby. You'll like it.
Alright, so I don't know if I captured that, but Carla said my Chilaquiles restaurant quality. I'll take it.
Restaurant level quality. That
Yeah.
was so good.
And the reason I'm vlogging right now, because normally by the time we eat the dish, that's it. But I thought this was a fun experience, cooking and eating and having this conversation around Mexican food in general, but especially authentic versus traditional recipes. And Carla was there for all of it. So thank you so much, Carla.
No, thank you. I had so much fun and so much food.
And then also, this is kind of a shout out to all of you that commented on all these videos, both people that were part of the conversation, as well as people just had responses to what we said, and then even the trolls that still had to say something, right? I'm sure you guys understand, I was basically not necessarily responding to negativity, I was just giving you my thoughts around why people leave those comments, especially when it's my recipe and my cooking and people want to harp or, you know, critique every little thing. I'm totally okay with it. I think that's the beautiful thing about cooking. What's your last thoughts both on that topic of authentic Mexican cuisine? And you knew I was just joking about all the other
I
stuff,
know,
right?
I was joking
She's
too.
not the foremost expert in Mexico. I mean, what does that even mean?
way.
I think anybody can cook Mexican. I think if you grow up with Mexican food, you're going to have a lot more experience and context. But all foods can be cooked by all people, and we can learn from each other. But what's first off, your general thoughts after, hanging out with me and cooking Mexican food and teaching me about Mexican cooking, as well as my dishes that I cooked literally for the first time?
Okay, it was. I'm not gonna fit in my clothes anymore. For everybody that comments, because I see the comments too, that you're dying to try all of the Benji's dishes. Be ready to work out 3 times a day, because I couldn't stop eating. I was trying Benji's pizza last night for the first time, and I couldn't stop eating. I was full, but I was sad that I was like, come on, I wish I could fit more food into my system right now.
Hey, I was impressed though. I'll tell you, you always were game to try anything that we cooked or we had, and that shows you when you really love food that you always have. I always call it the second stomach. I don't know if that's a thing. Yeah. Food lovers have a second stomach, and sometimes I call it a dessert stomach, a reserved third dessert stomach. We didn't have a lot of desserts though.
No,
and then,
but you know what? I do have a second stomach.
Yeah.
But the dessert doesn't go to the second stomach.
Oh, okay.
The dessert goes straight to the heart.
Oh, wow. Yeah, there you go. She loves food. Okay, but you read a lot of the comments about authentic Mexican recipes, and of course we had a lot of discussions. Any last thoughts for people, especially being someone that obviously loves food in general, has a lot of pride in Mexican dishes and cooks Mexican food?
I mean, I am very proud of our food, and I love Mexican food, But as we mentioned on the other vlog, I mean, it depends from the region. So
Yeah.
whatever serves your taste and what you believe is good and what you believe goes together, I mean, go for it.
For
It
sure.
needs to be good. That's it.
And I echo, I think for many Americans, even though I don't speak for America, I just know a lot of people would agree with this because you see it in the evidence. We love Mexican food. I don't think there's any other cuisine that has as much presence than Mexican food. And I would say that maybe even more than Italian food. It was Italian, right? Like Italian was like the foreign cuisine back in the day. And do some research, put in the comments. I think there's more Mexican food than any other food because of course our neighbor are Mexicans. And I am proud to know Mexicans like Carla and to have Mexican-American friends. I grew up with almost all Mexicans. That's a whole nother story. So Mexican food is just as much a part of me as Japanese food would be, or Irish-American food, or just American food in general. So I think for Mexican-American recipes, it's like America. And so this has been really fun doing this with you guys. And I know what a lot of you are saying. You're saying, man, Carla went to America, she's visiting you guys in Seattle, and what do you have her doing? Cooking you Mexican food, eating Mexican food, and she's not able to experience, you know, American cuisine or other types of foods that maybe she can't get as much of in Mexico. Don't worry. We made sure she had the most amazing food experience because we brought her to Taco Bell one night. And everybody knows you have to go to Taco Bell, okay? And so she got that in her system. And yeah, I just wanna, you know, I just wanna squash all the haters out there, all the negative comments, you know, calling me out on, you know, having her do all these Mexican dishes. But what percentage?
By
It was a
the
small
way-
percent. What?
They didn't have me do anything.
Yeah.
I was the one like, Yuri, do you want some pico de gallo? Do you want me to make asada? Because again, part of the culture, I
Yes.
cannot just stand there. I have to put myself in the kitchen. I am a tia. So yeah, they didn't have me do anything. I was the one pushing Benji away
Yes.
for me to do the salsa.
And I appreciate it. I don't take it for granted. But I did say this, Carla. It's interesting we're talking about this. I mentioned I love that part of the Mexican culture when it comes to food. It's such a communal thing. Somebody's outside grilling the carne asada. Some people are preparing the tortillas. You got a whole bunch of people doing salsa. And then it's like the threshold or the line between preparing food and eating food. It's so close because even the last dish she had, which wasn't Mexican, it was a gyudon, right? She was eating standing up. She goes, I'm just so used to eating standing up. And I know what she means because when you're preparing food like a salsa and somebody just brought in a whole bunch of carne asada, guess what? You grab some chips, you got carne asada, dip the chips in the salsa, bam, you're eating as you're preparing, which I don't know if that's
Yeah.
weird. I mean, it doesn't bother me,
normal.
but that part of the Mexican experience when it comes to food is beautiful. That's all I can say. And I've had the honor of cooking with Carla many times now in different countries,
Yeah.
which is pretty cool. But I've also, you know, hung out with Mexican Americans where I grew up and in Mexico. And this is kind of an ode and a love letter to Mexico, our amazing neighbors, and their amazingly delicious food. So, thank you guys for being along for the ride. Thank you for sticking around since the Perfect 10 guacamole, which is definitely not authentic. It's not authentic to me anymore either. I appreciate it. So, okay, Carla, let's go have some tacos at a taco truck or
Perfect.
something.